Hello, my nerdy guitar repair fans. Today we have a Greco Classical. As you can see, it's in pretty rough shape. We're going to take the neck off and we're going to find out why the neck is pushing into the sound hole and do whatever we can to get that rectified. So, are you using a heat lamp? I'm going to cook this to about 230 degrees, which seems to be the magic number for me anyway. And I like to use my Harbor Freight infrared thermometer. Quite handy, actually. Sometimes, am I heating it enough? Am I heating it too much? And that seems to be a good number for me anyway. In this case, it looks like the temperature went up to 290 or so, which is a little much. And it looks like the upper fingerboard is a little scorched. I can also see that there's cracks in the fingerboard. We'll take care of all of that with some glue. Nothing that can't be scraped away or repaired with some fish glue. So I drilled a hole straight down, but I didn't feel a void underneath that fret slot. So I re-drilled 2 new holes at a 45-degree angle, and I felt the void then. Yep, and that did do the trick. I'm able to get some movement already, so it's not going to take very much to get this off, so that's good. I like it when it's easy. Oh yeah. That fret slot was not directly over the void, so my instincts to go in at an angle were right.
Okay,
sometimes the neck block detaches from the shoulders. I'm not sure if that's the case here. We'll come back to that in a minute. This guitar has fan bracing. One of the fan braces is very close to the center line. It's going to be hard to put any cleats there with that brace in the way. So I'm going to go in and remove that brace and make a new one that does span the crack in the top there. It will serve as one long reinforcement along the entire length of the crack. But first we're going to get this bridge off. We're going to need a little more heat, I think. It's behaving more like tight bond glue than hide glue or fish glue. This one's unusually tough. If we get some damage on the butt end here, we're going to get it structurally sound. We're not going to go too nuts with this one. But we'll work some glue in there and get it clamped up. We'll squish it around a little bit and get it worked in there nice. I'm not going to go too nuts with this. I might use some dyed epoxy and sand it flush and call it a day. So I've cleaned up the bottom of this bridge, but it's got a little bit more curve and waviness than I would prefer. So I'm going to clamp it to this heat bar, let it heat up and then shut it off and let it sit overnight. That's double stick tape to the back of this new brace, which will straddle this crack here. And the magnets will guide me into its positioning. Okay. And
nice.
Masking tape. Okay, we have a classic caving in situation here. It's loose from the lateral brace there. Seems to be still glued here. One thing that sometimes works, I looked inside with a mirror to see if the neck block was separated from the sides. Sometimes it'll separate here and allow the neck to push inwards. It's so noisy in here. One thing I've tried, and I'll demonstrate. Okay, just a block of wood, anything, or two, in this case, 2 blocks of wood. So we're gonna, put it in here against the block, and another piece of wood, so that the clamp can extend beyond the sound hole here. And here. Okay, and back up a little. Just a flat block here, put it up against here. Put a clamp here against those blocks that we put inside, and apply some pressure. Now we should be able to see this come into alignment and this gap to close, in theory. So I'm going to apply a pressure, and I can see I'm getting very limited results, if not much at all, really. It's still misaligned here where my finger is. One thing I'm going to try is I'm going to try to detach the glue on this section. I see there's a crack on this side as well, but I really don't want to create another crack all the way to the purfling if I can help it. Okay, so we've got this clamped up. It doesn't seem to be doing much, so which tells me that this area here is probably just fine. I don't know why it caved in like that. I mean, this is quite a bit of force, and this will do the trick in most cases. I could big honking clamp on here, and if there was any gap or anything, you'd see it. I mean, it does move a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but yeah, let's loosen it up here. Let's see what happens. Okay. Alright. See how we did. I don't think it's going to be absolutely dead ass perfect, but it's going to be a significant improvement anyway. Yeah, we'll have to spline these, I think. But something rattling in there. Oh, okay. I think there's more. What else we got in there? Kitchen sink. Okay. And we got all these cracks here. It's been humidifying. I don't think it's going to close up anymore. So we'll spline those. We're going to spline them. Okay. These are just a spacer, a plastic spacer I put in there temporarily, just to get this side over here lined up a little better. I think we can get away with just gluing this one and cleating it. This one is pretty much fixed. We'll need to spline that. Yuck. I find vinegar very useful for removing smoky grime. My mother used to use it to wash the windows. I'm going to clean out the old glue and even up the size of that crack so that my spline will fit nicer. Oh, hi Dusty, how you doing?
Don't forget to tell them to like and subscribe and stuff like that.
Okay, Dusty, get to work.
Okay.